So today we're reviewing
John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum.
So this is a very late review. We meant to see this in theaters, but we just didn't get around to seeing it in actually theaters, so we ended up seeing it in our house with a Blu-ray and, well, on a Blu-ray. Pretty good TV, but so really in this review, if anything, it's a disservice to the movie. It wouldn't make us like it more, because in a theater, the movie's going to be better. But what were your initial thoughts about John Wick Chapter 3?
I mean, I definitely really like this movie a lot. We've definitely watched the first two here and there. We tried to watch the first two in a row when it was on FX one day. So we really haven't seen any of these three movies in theaters. We've just seen it on TV. This movie is just exactly what we wanted. I think it's honestly the best one of the three, in my opinion, just for some reasons that we'll get into in the review. But I mean, they're all three really good movies. But this one, action-wise, I feel like was the best one I've seen. Even though maybe the storyline might have been better in the first one, but overall, I love this movie a lot.
Yeah, I definitely loved this movie. We saw this, like I said, in our house with not really the best movie setup, but it was on a Blu-ray. And I really wish I would have seen this in theaters because I thought this movie was amazing. And it's just it's a great movie, and especially for it to come out with a lot of movies that come out, there's a lot of BS that usually comes with it. But this kind of movie, no politics, it's a great action movie, and it really, you can escape from reality, and it was just a great movie all around. And I have a lot of positives I'll get into in specifics, but why don't we? What are some big positives about your biggest positives?
Obviously, the action was probably one of my biggest positives. Just how great the action looks, the kind of like unique kills, which is kind of this movie's staple a little bit, is how he uses different items for killing. Like he used a pencil in one. He used trying to think back to the first two. Obviously used guns all the time. There's other ones I can't really think of right now, but this one he uses a book to kill someone. He uses
there's gonna be
knives.
Spoilers because this already came out so long ago, so there is spoilers. I'll put it in the title.
Yeah, but he basically uses. There's a knife scene. That's one of the best scenes I've ever seen in an action movie. Just how they do it's awesome. Just the amount of fights, just how many in a row he uses horses. Like the opening of this movie is just an absolute. It picks up where the second one ended, and just nonstop. He fights the guy, the NBA player in the library. And then from there, it's a knife fight. Then it's the horse fight. Just an epic start to the movie. And then there's really the action's just awesome. I love the characters in this movie except for one. I liked every single character except for one character, and it's really there's just so much I liked about it. I mean, the storyline I thought was pretty good. Even though, like I said, I think the first movie has the best storyline of the three that I've seen. Just because it's hard to beat a storyline for motivation. Having your wife die and also someone killing a dog. That's a classic one that'll go in history of movies. Like there's really not too many things that can give you more as like a viewer of a movie wanting him to kill someone if they kill a puppy or something like that. Obviously, if they kill like his family, it'd be so bad. But I'd probably say some of the lines. I thought the dialogue was pretty good too. There's some pretty funny lines and just moments that really stuck with us afterwards.
Yeah, positives. The action, it was really the best, and I have to say, I was going into this movie, I was really thinking, was not gonna believe how can the action be that good out of this movie. I just didn't think it'd be that good because we've had so many action movies, and we've had some really good ones.
Mission Impossible, Fallout.
But the action is a good comparison. Is up there or even above Mission Impossible, Fallout. There are some excellent scenes, especially with the knife scene you were mentioning.
It's better.
Well, yeah, and just the choreography and just the things that happen in these fights. The knife fight is one that's just amazing. It was really good and entertaining. And then a fight scene with the Halle Berry's character with the two dogs was just absolutely amazing. And that was the scene that I heard a lot about. But these scenes are just amazing action scenes. I did not expect to be so blown away by these scenes, and I didn't even see this in theaters. I really wish I could have seen this in theaters, but the action scenes were just amazing. Those are the two that stood out to me.
How real it looks.
Yeah, and how Keanu Reeves actually did a lot of his own stunts, which made that look so believable. And then, fighting the NBA player was really good. I mean, the samurai fighting scenes were great.
Oh, yeah, the headshots all look realistic. Like when they're, John Wick does it a few times, but the girl in that fight, when she reloads the gun, shoots the guy in the face, it looks real. Like you see the bullet go through the head.
There's some great comedy too. That's another
yeah.
really big positive is the comedy.
Yeah,
There's
the
some
comedy was
great
awesome.
comedy scenes for sure.
Thought that knife scene when he throws that axe at the end,
Yeah.
he takes that looks so real. I don't know how they filmed that.
I know.
But yeah, that was pretty awesome. The horse killing the guy with his like kicking back. That scene with the two dogs is pretty sweet when they were kind of teaming up there.
I don't know how they did that.
And then
scene.
and then the end. There's a pretty cool highway sequence when he's getting attacked by like samurai guys on motorcycles.
Yeah, I forgot.
And
about
then basically inside that building at the end, it's an awesome scene when you see this character with the glasses start to really fight back a little bit. He takes his jacket off.
Yeah.
They're basically they teach the one character that I don't like. I don't think Kenny likes either. There's the short hair girl. This girl here, because she just had this cocky attitude. And she never, she can be bad in it, but they did not, obviously they're teasing the next one, she'll be bad in the next one, hopefully.
Yeah.
But this one, they did not give her, that's my one negative, is that they did not get to her. And even though there's a scene where the one guy, Winston, hangs up on her one time, but I was hoping for more than a hang up. I mean, I laughed at the scene too, but I wanted them to actually take her out because she was being pretty bad. I mean, the high table is bad people, what it sounds like.
Well, but that's what I was saying was, that they were following rules, which their rules are obviously, some of them are really bad. But what I was saying was, the way I excused that was that she was kind of the middle woman, the person in the middle, that she didn't do any of the actual killing. She just kind of initiated stuff. She was like, basically setting the rules for what the high table does. Is that what it's called? The high table does. So that's why I was excusing, even though I think she should die in the next one.
Yeah, I'm not as forgiving of that, even though my score isn't much further below Kenny. So
yeah, but I do have to say, that scene with the character he was just saying, I don't know, like the butler, not even butler, the guy who manages the hotel, him and Keanu Reeves, freaking
sweet shot
John
here when
Wick.
they walk out of the safe.
Yeah, him and John Wick's scene there with the guns, how the crazy suits these guys are wearing, where the guns is like blocking the guns, then they go back in, get these huge shotguns. It's just, there's awesome scenes, awesome lines.
I'm pretty sure one guy gets. Amazing. I'm pretty sure one headshot with those shotguns blows a guy's head off. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah.
And then one guy, when he gets hit, his body goes against the wall. That's how powerful the guns are. And then there's a cool sequence underwater.
Yeah.
You see the bad guy's gun. The bullets don't get to John Wick, so the John Wick pushes off the side and shoots close to him and kills him underwater. Then it gets into the end fight sequence when he fights the samurai guys, the guys. But then the one guy, I think he breaks through probably 10 or 15 things of glass.
Yeah, so much glass.
And then the one guy, it's like a boss battle, getting up the levels. He keeps being one step above him, clapping for him. But the one scene, it wasn't a negative. I just thought it was it kind of took me out of it a little bit, even though I thought it was funny. Those two samurai guys, the two kind of assistants to the main guy, could have killed him on the ground, but then they say we respect you, and I could see it's they want to fight him more. But even though those two, the excuse could be maybe they weren't supposed to kill him, but against that, when they're fighting, they're going for kill shots. If John Wick didn't dodge every single thing, but they help him up one time, then the second time they want to help him out again, and John Wick's no, I don't want to take the help for this.
Yeah.
But then he basically takes those two, he freaking throws them around to break the glass.
Well, yeah, that is true. That is one thing I was thinking that, the main guy said, I'm going to be the one to kill you. And I was also thinking, it's kind of a good way to show that John Wick wasn't perfect. And that was a way they could have killed him. But, yeah, I do agree. That kind of took me out. But it was so late in the movie that it was kind of just I don't know. It was definitely interesting.
And they kind of set it up to have those two be almost on his side, because
that's true.
They said they respect him, and then he could have killed him, and he said, I'll be seeing you again. That'd be pretty sweet.
Which would make a lot more sense.
If he has a team, his team could have Halle Berry, the Butler character, and those two guys. That's a freaking assassin team right there. And think about it. You have those four, and then the character from, I can't think of his name. He's from Ant-Man and the Wasp, and he's from Batman v Superman. The one who survives the 7 cuts, but he's on their team. I think they're going to take all 5 of those guys and go against the high table, and that'd be an awesome movie. It's going to a war against the high table characters, and that's a tough team. I don't know how you're going to take all those people out. And then at the end, they shoot John Wick off. The one guy shoots John Wick off the roof, obviously knowing he has a vest on, even though I don't know how he knows he's going to survive falling off the building like that. But it's a movie, and he gets picked up immediately, and the girl's like, he's not on the street anymore. He's like, oh really? and then you see the kind of the homeless guy who acts like he's homeless, who's kind of who's his like the guy from Batman v Superman, his like assistant,
boss.
like pushes him in a cart next to him, singing his Throne Underground. He's like, I'm ticked off, John. Are you still ticked off? And then he has this awesome line here.
Yeah.
And it just ends. So it just sets up another one like that. He does go into the desert to meet the person above the high table, who's, for me personally, that kind of underwhelmed me a little, because the guy who was the guy above the table is like a joke, funny character from Wonder Woman, and I just couldn't take him as being this like really like boss character, because like I was expecting some like really old or like really like mature, experienced guy, but he just, I don't know, he didn't do bad. I just thought I only see him from Wonder Woman, so to me there, and he cut his ring finger off because it said cut your weakness off, and I guess that was what was holding him back a little bit.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
But yeah, so we both really enjoyed this movie. Get into our scores. I was going to give it a 10 out of 10, but because of that character, the girl character, and I really wanted to see it just go a different way. And the storyline was fine for me, but it could have been a better storyline, even though the action was awesome. I just didn't know. I don't know. I knew what was going on, obviously, but I just thought the storyline could have been more impactful a little bit, because it was kind of like him wanting to. It didn't make sense to me. Like, he wanted to cut ties from the high table and stuff. He wanted to get disappear, but then he swears his like allegiance to it again. So I was like, wait a second. Like, I mean, it wasn't confusing. I just thought that if it would have been the storyline, like the first one with the dog added with this, it'd have been a 10 out of 10 for me. And I'm not going much lower than a 10 out of 10, but I'm going to give it a 9.9 out of 10.
It's pretty good.
It's still pretty flipping good. It's only missing 0.1, which is pretty flipping good. This is a Rockstar review or Rockstar rating, and
stamp of approval.
Yeah, so definitely go support films like these.
Definitely.
Sure.
No, yeah, that's the so. There's a lot of things. The action, this is very similar to Mission Impossible, which didn't really have that complex of a plot either. It's really just the best thing about this. Well, that's true. Inevitably, it's stopping the bomb from exploding, essentially. It's stopping the explosion. That's basically it. And this, it's really, you go there to see John Wick do his thing, and the action is just amazing. It blew me away, honestly. Especially the scenes with the dogs, the knife scenes. I did not expect to have that good of choreography and just good of fights, to be honest. And yeah, no political messages. It's just such a big part. No political stuff at all. It's just such an amazing thing. But it's just great action, great characters. It's just such amazing scenes, memorable scenes. I'm gonna watch this again as soon as I can. And I really wish I could have seen this in theaters, but this is definitely a 10 out of 10 for me. There are some things that, I said I might have been a little confused about, but just the action alone, the characters, the great scenes. It's just great, and I definitely would say this is my favorite John Wick movie. I'd have to say. I mean, I might need to watch them back again. But
before John Wick 4 comes out in a couple of years, we'll review the first two, just kind of see what our scores are. In my opinion, right now, I would say if I had to rate these movies or rank them from the top 3, I'd probably go 1, 3, and then 2, which they're all really good.
And I'd probably have to watch the first 2 again to give that official thing. But right now, 3 is fresh in my mind.
And this line right, if there's a line like this in a movie, you have to support it.
Guns. Lots of guns.
If there's a walk like this, you have to.
So, thanks for watching, and
we'll be reviewing Rambo probably soon.
Yeah, we'll be seeing Rambo: The Last Blood. Yeah, so thanks for watching our review of. It's kind of I'm not gonna say spoiler review, but it's just more of just our review. It's kind of like looking back. We don't really call those reviews of the old movies like when we were doing this series. We didn't say spoiler. We just said review because
review.
It's been out for. I think it came out in May. It's already been like 4 or 5 months after. So yeah. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.